First card rips. Happy Sunday. Happy Baker Mayfield Day for those who celebrate. 5-1 Buccaneers. Let's go, baby. Welcome to Rips Card Rips. This is our last case of 2025 Bowman Chrome Mega Boxes. First two cases just been blah. Hopefully we catch a crazy case here. Like I've told you guys over and over again, I've never pulled a rose gold 1 of 1. My goal through these three cases was to catch one, so hopefully we save the best for last. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning customer, welcome back. Hope everybody's had an amazing weekend. Thank you for choosing to spend some of it here with me. We'll rip the full case. We'll do a recap at the end of all the hits, and we'll get these shipped out to you. Today is Sunday. These will ship out Tuesday by the end of the business day, safely and securely in bubble mailers. If you're watching on eBay Live or YouTube, K Vaughn, I'm glad to have you here. If you're watching on eBay Live and YouTube, we are live on both channels. If you have any questions, just leave them down in the comments section. If you want to let me know who you're rooting for in the break, I always love to know who's here hanging out, rooting for their favorite players. If you don't want to, no worries. Sit back, relax, enjoy the break. It's 9:04 here on the East Coast. I'll pop the case at 9:05. We'll get rolling. About 50 minutes break time, something like that. 50. Should be done by about 10 o'clock Eastern time. You should be able to catch the second half of the football game if that's what you want to do. But yeah, thanks so much for joining the break. It's a slow release week this week. I think I just have some WWE on Friday, and then going into next week, we'll have a ton of Topps basketball. You got Dalton rushing. There you go. Ton of Topps basketball next week. We'll have some UFC the following week. We got all sorts of stuff coming up. Bowman Chrome U football. But this week is a slow week, so I'm happy to be able to hang out and have some time off. It's been a crazy couple of weeks here of breaks and sorting and shipping for me. So, again, thanks so much. Let's see. You're looking for a big Alvarez auto. There you go. All right. Haven't hit a big Alvarez auto out of any of our 13 cases of this product. So, you are due for what it's worth. Kevin Alvarez. Not even sure we had a single auto of his. Here's our case of 20 mega boxes. Like I said, we've been seeing 5 or 6 autos per. I have not hit a big auto out of either of our first 2 mega box cases. So hopefully tonight's the night. Again, I've never seen a rose gold 1 of 1 out of a mega box in all the years we've been ripping this stuff. We pulled every 1 of 1 imaginable in every sport, but never a 1 of 1 rose gold from a mega box. So I'm gonna keep saying it until we hit one. Hopefully tonight's the night. Alright, we got 20 of these bad boys to go through. Base packs are not just base packs like they were in years past. GPKs are in there, so let's see what we can find. Let's see. Let's see if I can also put these boxes up the right way. That'd be helpful. There we go. Alright. Gotta have them facing the right way. 2 type A did not have that. There we go. All right. And we are good to go now. Ooh, almost knocked the backdrop off. We can't have that on the live filming. There we go. Let's do that. Let's do that. There we go. All right. 20 mega boxes again. Thanks so much. Let's do it. Here we go. Here we go. Who are we rooting for in the Sunday night game? You guys rooting for the Lions or the Chiefs? Lions or Chiefs? Who we got? My big bet of the year was Tez Johnson to score for Tampa today, and he did on a glorious 45-yard touchdown. We've had some craziness in this house today. I just told my kids just got home from going to dinner with their grandparents, Leo, and I was like, we need a Tez Johnson touchdown for $3,000, guys. And very next play, Tez Johnson touchdown. I mean, flying chest bumps, high fives. It was awesome. Rooting for the Lions. I hate the Lions. They might actually be my least favorite team in sports right now. I don't know why. They usually would be a team I would like. Very blue collar, but I just don't like their coach. I think he's very bullheaded. Luke Dickerson, Luis Angel Acuna. Don't like their quarterback. Don't really like any player on their whole team, actually. I like their tight end. I like Sam Laporta. I think he's a stud. Don't like anybody else. So, I'll root for the Chiefs. I'll root for the Chiefs in that scenario, but not a Lions fan at all. And that should. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm a lifelong Cleveland Browns fan who's switched over and roots for Tampa now. So once the Browns got rid of Baker, I was like, you know what? I've been doing this for way too long, watching this horrible franchise make the wrong decisions. I'm going to start rooting for the players I like, and it's been a lot more rewarding for me. So now I root against the Browns, but generally would have rooted for the Lions in years past, but I just don't. I don't know why. I just don't like the coach. Jose Anderson first, Mojo. Drake Baldwin's nice. Kendry Mart, Ronald, Elian De La Cruz. All of your Mojos will be sleeved and loaded when they ship to you. I don't sit here and sleeve and load every one during the live break. All you regulars know that. Wilfred De La Cruz, Luis Angel. Alorki's a nice one. Nick Kurtz, very nice. And Seiya Suzuki. We want to get something on a stand in the first box. Nick Kurtz, Mojo, insert. Obviously, everybody loves Nick Kurtz. Still 1-0 in the baseball game. It was 1-0 when we came in the break room. George Springer, I think, hit a home run on his first at bat, didn't he? All right, Z Wheeler. There's Kendry Mart. Laser. Still 1-0, thank you. Walker, Bueller. Manny Cedeno. Salvi. Nice Kevin Alvarez laser. Chang, Red Rook. Zach Cole. Nice Kevin Alvarez there. Bryce Harper. Willie Taylor. Trey Sweeney. Charlie Condon. All right. Come on. Let's see something. Let's get us going. Chat's quiet. Case is quiet so far. Diego Tornes. Cam Smith. Brian Cortezia. Steven. We got a true blue. True blue is a rookie. Chase Meadroth to 150. Chase Meadroth to 150. Blah. All right, 2 boxes down, 2 crappy boxes. Get the crappy ones out of the way. Let's go. 2 crappy boxes out of the way. No autos yet. We've been seeing 5 or 6 per. I have not seen a good auto yet in 2 cases. Argue, depending on your perspective, but at least we finally got a numbered card, so that's exciting. 5 or 6 autos in our first 2 cases, but not a big name auto. We are due for a monster out of tonight's case. I'm feeling it. Feeling it. I'm feeling it. There's Cam Schlittler lasers. Cam Schlittler. There we go. Everybody loves this guy now. Everybody loves him. It's like with Ellie De La Cruz. What's up, Ripken? How are you, man? It's like with Ellie. Like, if you're buying Cam Schlittler right now, bless you. Like, you got to be buying these guys before they have their big moment, because when you're buying them now, there's Kill Fountain. Like, what does Schlittler have to do for his cards to get more valuable? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always a double-edged sword. Like, all right, I want to buy this guy's cards. Like, I saw that big game he had in the playoffs. We're like, wow. But on the flip side, you're like, well, like, what's going to make this card that I'm buying at its absolute peak right now get more valuable? MVP, Cy Young, like World Series titles. Like, otherwise, I always try to make this point. Like, I'm always curious, like, when I see people buying guys that just had their moment. Jackson Chorio, I don't know if that's a image variation or not. I don't think so, but could be. Yeah, being the Yankees helps for sure. But what are we doing? Coe is a nice one. Tatis, there you go, Kevin. Chandler Simpson and Aaron Judge. All right, nothing great through 3 boxes. Easing our way in. Easing our way. It's like you gotta be buying these prospects before they go nuts. And it's wild though, because on the flip side of that, you know, you have people that were like, I'm trying to think of the guy that was the Marlins prospect. With Ellie De La Cruz this year, Khalil Watson. He's in the Guardians farm system now, but it's like everyone wanted to be first. There's Yoswar Gonzalez. Everyone wanted to be first on Khalil Watson, you know, and then everybody blew up his prices, and everyone was buying him up before he ever did anything, and that's the challenge. That's the challenge is, you know, with prospecting, like you really are buying these guys at 18, 19 years old. Like, how do you know? And for me, when I prospect a guy and I want to buy into a prospect, I want to know about the person. Like, all these guys are super talented. I want to know about the person. Like, what are they going to do when you give them a bag of $3 million at 18 years old? I know what I would have done. It wouldn't have been getting better at baseball. It wouldn't have been focusing every day and getting better at baseball at 18. It would have been like getting all my buddies and going out and having a blast and getting a sweet apartment and like all that stuff. So, like, I want to know about the person. How were they raised? How are they raised? Like, what's their goal? What's their life? What's their career goals? Their Shitaro. Perfect example, Strasburg. Yeah, like I always say, like Strasburg, like with everyone that's buying Skeens, like Skeens is awesome, right? Like unbelievable. Kyle Tucker, there's a on De La Cruz. First, that's a nice auto. Jesus Lombard, but like you could make the argument that Strasburg was a way better prospect, right? Like, and had a way more successful. I mean, maybe not way more successful, but like Strasburg was no joke for a number of years, and they got hurt. Shitaro. And, like, his cards aren't worth anything now, Paul Skeens. So, like, the guys that are paying insane amounts of money to, like, collect Skeens, like, Paul Skeens is on one of the worst, is a member of one of the worst franchises in sports history in Pittsburgh, the Pirates. So, what is going to make his card value go up? Cy Young's, okay. His girlfriend helps his value. Yeah, you could make that argument. But you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you buying Skeens now for? Like, what is his ceiling? Like, he's got to stay healthy for 15 years. Like, the greatest pitcher of all time for me is Greg Maddux, and it's not close. Aiden Johnson, Hyesung Kim. Greg Maddux rookie cards, not worth a penny. Gem Mint 10s. I mean, the pop report's through the roof on that. But, like, you can buy his Gem Mint 10 rookie cards for pennies. Not pennies, but I mean, you get it. But like, Maddux, yeah. Who's better than Greg Maddux? Who's a better pitcher than Greg Maddux? I'm all ears. And I'm not saying I'm right. It's just my opinion. You got Clemens. Clemens would have been my number 3. Clemens is my number 3. Nolan Ryan, 2. Chris Rodriguez. Clemens is my number 3. I can't argue with you there. Thought Roger Clemens was amazing. But if I had to go win one game, and I'll tell you what, here's my counter argument to you. Randy Johnson is in my top 4 or 5. Yeah, Randy Johnson probably 4. But the 95 Indians, best batting lineup historically of all time. Best batting lineup of all time, right? 95 Indians, 8 guys batted over 300 for the year. For the year. Nowadays, in this world where everybody bats 235 and all the hitters suck, 8 guys batted over 300 for the year. Greg Maddux made them look like they never played baseball before in the World Series. I mean, legitimately, that lineup, you guys may not remember how good that lineup was. Oh, my God. Kenny Lofton, Omar Vizquel, Carlos Baerga, Albert Bell, Manny Ramirez, Jim Thome. I mean, Manny Ramirez wasn't even batting cleanup on that team. One of the greatest power hitters of all time, Walker Jenkins. And Greg Maddux made them, Albert Bell. Albert Bell was the cleanup hitter, yeah. It was the single greatest lineup ever assembled. And Greg Maddux laughed at them in the playoffs. Literally laughed at them. They didn't score a run. He's the best pitcher of all time, for me. Again, it's just my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right. But I give you my opinions. That's what we do here. And that's what we do here. We tell you how we see it. But I've never seen another pitcher. And the best part about Greg Maddux, too, for me, his fastball was like 91, 92. He invented the circle change pretty much. He painted corners. You just couldn't. You never barreled. You never. I wish all these barrel stats were a thing when he was pitching, because nobody hit a ball in the barrel against that dude. Yeah, Nolan Ryan was amazing. Nolan Ryan was amazing. Roger Clemens was amazing. There's been some insanely great pitchers that I've had. I thought Pedro Martinez might be in my top 5, honestly. What a monster that guy was. Pedro Martinez, Kurt Schilling. I mean, there's been so many insane pitchers, but it's just tough to watch baseball these days. Marco, Christian Campbell, red rookie. It's tough to watch baseball these days for me, because I remember when 230 was the Mendoza line, and like if you were hitting under 230, you were borderline out of the league. And now I'm watching the playoffs, and admittedly, I don't watch as much baseball as I used to. But I'm looking at the lineups as these guys come up, and like I know all the names, and I watch enough to be dangerous, but I'm looking it up, and I watch the Tigers' whole team come up, and nobody's batting over 250. It's like my son will be like, "Oh man, Dad, is he any good?" And I'm like, statistically, no. No, he's terrible. He's batting 237. It's like, no, that's atrocious. But that's baseball these days. You don't hit for average anymore. You don't have to get hits. You just have to hit a timely home run here and there, and you're on a team. Corbin Carroll, Maka Rays. Anyhow, sometimes we get on rants. Sometimes we get going a little bit. It usually means it's kind of a boring start to the case when I get ranting about the 95 Indians. But Yoswar Gonzalez, Zahir Hope, Luke Keyshaw. All right, this first part of the case has been brutal. We got 14 mega boxes left to go. Let's go. Car's looking for a weather hole. He definitely has autos in this stuff. We're due for a good auto. That's for damn sure. I want to see a GPK. All right, there's Yaro Padilla. Max Muncy, Red Rook. Fumble. Sorry, Muncy. I didn't mean it. He just slid right out of there. Otani's Otani. Yeah, I mean, I think Otani will go down. Obviously, on this trajectory, he'll go down as the greatest player to ever play the game, but Babe Ruth is a different era, though. I mean, that was the era when it was like, like softball when I was in my 20s, when we all would drink beers, before the games. Like that was a different time, different athlete, different level of competition, I think. It's like those dudes they were smoking cigars and drinking scotch and drinking beers, and he was more physically talented than everybody else. Like Jim Brown. Like, I'm a lifelong Browns fan until recently, but like Jim Brown, when Jim Brown was the best running back of all time, he was what, 255 pounds, 245, and ran a 4.340. Roman, Jacob Wilson, it was 245 or 235, ran a 4.340. The average size of the D lineman was 255. Okay. Well, it's like, yeah, Jim Brown was amazing. There's Otani, Chris Rod, Vladdy, Tommy White. But, nowadays, the average size of the D line is like 320. And the running backs are, 215. So, exactly, Big Papa. What's going on? What is going on, my man? I got some Pistons autos to send your way. That'll be coming out your way, Big Papa. Christian, a couple Pistons spots went unsold, so you'll be getting some autos from the break the other night from basketball. But it's just wild. I love when people are like, no, Jim Brown's the greatest football player of all time. It's like, no, he's not. He's not. Go watch the film. Like, it's just a different era. It's a different era. But like, you can't compare him to Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson's the greatest running back I've ever seen play the game. Barry Sanders is a close second. Caceres, Laser. Barry Sanders was amazing, but, Adrian Peterson was just a different level running back for me. I tried to stay up. For that Tigers game, and I could not stay up long enough, Big Papa. I fell asleep at the end of the 13th. there were so many times where I thought whatever team was going to win it, and I just woke up in the morning. I was like, I have no idea what happened. Barry was your favorite? Yeah, I loved Barry Sanders, but I mean, he played a lot of his career with Scott Mitchell and Herman Moore. I mean, it just wasn't a fair. There's Jack. It wasn't a fair. Like, Emmitt Smith was an insanely good running back, but talent-wise, Barry Sanders was more talented. But I would make the argument that Emmitt Smith had the better career. Charlie Condon to 99, Juan Cabada to 299. Or at least we're getting some numbered cards. Second half of the case should be loaded, based on what we've seen. Emmitt Smith was an amazing in-between the tackles runner. He also had the best offensive line, arguably, in NFL history. So who knows? Who knows? But that's why arguing stats and football and players, if we all watched the same thing and thought the same guy was the best, it'd be boring. That's why it's awesome. Everybody views things differently, and that's why the world is such an awesome place. That's what I tell my kids. Because I've been telling my oldest son, since he was born, that Baker Mayfield's the best quarterback in the league. And he's like, Dad, you're crazy, a couple years ago. And I was like, no, he's actually the best quarterback in the league. He's most talented, most arm talent, blah, blah, blah. And, now this year, everybody's like, oh, my God, he's going to be the MVP. I'm like, yeah, I've seen that since day one. It didn't mean I was right since day one. It just means that's what I believed. But I do believe right now he's the best quarterback in the league. I don't even think it's close, honestly. But, everyone will give you Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. Get out of here with the Joe Burrow stuff. Joe Burrow can't even stay healthy for 2 games. Joe Burrow, and when he is healthy, he's got 2 of the best receivers in the league. And when you take one of those 2 receivers away, he's mediocre at best. So it's tough to judge, but again, everybody views things differently. I think it's going to be a really fun football season. You're going to get to see the Bucs on Monday night against the Lions next Monday. Unfortunately, the Bucs are down their top 3 receivers now, 4 linemen, and their starting running back. And I guarantee you it'll be a 3 or 4 point spread in that game because only of Baker Mayfield. So we'll see. Vinny Crew, this is box 8. We got 11 left after this one, so this is box 9. Sorry, my math is not great. Cooper Pratt, that's not the auto we wanted to hit. There's JJ and Jack. You just watched his Burrow? Yeah, I actually like Joe Burrow. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's a good dude, too. But it's just, unfortunately, everything in quarterbacking is based on circumstance. Farabus, Soto, Carson Williams, Meadroth, Tarek Skubal. It's like, do I think Patrick Mahomes would have the career Patrick Mahomes has had if he got drafted by the Cleveland Browns? No. No, I don't. No scenario. And it's all coaching, coordinators, continuity, guys who understand. It's like, it just, you get drafted by the wrong franchise, and it is a wild experience in the NFL. We need some hot cards in general. Izaguirre. Nieves Izaguirre. Yeah, Caleb Williams has had an interesting start. Last year was kind of a throwaway year. Now he's got a pretty good offensive mind, so you'll find out what he's made of. At least he's got an established offensive mind. But man, who were the guys that the Bears had? What the hell was the Bears coach's name? Matt Nagy. We got some lag going, Mikar. I'm showing full green on eBay Live. I'll wait and see what we show. I'm just hanging out here for a second until someone tells me there's no more lag. And we're live on both channels every once in a while. That's why we're live on both. It's just in case there's ever any glitch with the feed. Apparently eBay Live servers are a little slow right now. I'm waiting. I'm just holding the cards up here. YouTube server is perfect. eBay Live is showing me perfect, but you guys are all saying that it's just a spinning wheel. So I'm going to wait for you. B-Chan back? Are we back on eBay Live or what? Back on YouTube. YouTube never went out. I'm just making sure that the guys on eBay Live have a view of it. Sorry, guys. Technology. That's why we're always live on 2 channels. There's a world where the eBay Live server is just slowed down, so we're just hanging out here. Kevin, what's up? Ishan, what's up? Black screen Akiyama. Hop over to YouTube. Hop over to the YouTube feed. We're just holding the cards up here waiting for everybody, but you might want to hop over to YouTube. I don't know what's going on with eBay Live. Every once in a while, there's a glitch. My sincerest of apologies. It's showing me a full green server, so like usually I can see if there's an issue, but it's showing me no issue. I'm going to give it like another minute. Cam, what's going on? Sorry, guys. I'm still holding the cards here, just waiting. Yeah, YouTube's perfect, guys. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can get the YouTube feed sent over to everyone on eBay Live. Oh, I sent everybody the link. I sent everyone who's in the break the link. All right. I'm gonna run it. Anybody that's on eBay Live that can't see the feed, head over to YouTube or I'll send you the link afterward. It's been uninterrupted the entire time. My sincerest of apologies. Technology is the worst. Unfortunately, sometimes. Angel Martinez. All right. No fun. Come on, eBay Live. Be better. All right, we got a blue here. Bryce Eldridge, Roki Sasaki, double low. How about an Aiden Smith? That's a nice one out of 150. Aiden Smith, Juan de la Cruz. Little blue team color match. Aiden Smith. eBay Live feed went down. My apologies, but this one's been up the whole time. So anybody who wants to watch it straight through can come on over and just watch it. Harmon, head over to YouTube. I sent everybody who's in the break a YouTube link. That feed is perfect. It never went out. Unfortunately, eBay Live must be dealing with some server issues. There's nothing I can do about it. Internet is perfect here. There's no issues, so it's got to be a server issue. All right, we got 10 to go. My apologies, guys, on eBay Live. My thoughts on Kevin Alvarez. Honestly, I don't know much about him. I don't really get all that invested in these young guys, honestly, at this point. Personally, I know he's very highly thought of, but for me, it's just not something I invest a lot of time in. My big investment, you want to know who I'm buying everything of? I'm buying an NBA player. See if anybody can guess who it is. It's a second-year guy. He'll be a second-year guy this year. It's a big guy, too. But that's... I'm buying up a bunch of stuff of a guy that I think is going to be a fringe. Nope, not Wemby. I don't buy guys at their peak. You know that, Kevin. Lombard. But it's a guy that's built similar to Wemby. A little bit smaller, obviously. It's definitely not Hallie. You know that. There he is, Bichon. There you go. Kella Ware. Man, has he got some upside. Whew. I've made some serious Ware purchases in the last month. Guy's going to be... He's going to be as good as he wants to be. Raniel Rodriguez, very nice. Khalil Ware, that's my dude. That's my only investment right now. It's the only guy I'm watching cards auctions end every night. Kobe Mayo. Cam needs a hit. I think everybody does. It's been a rough case so far. This stuff has not been good to us. My kids, no, they collect Jose Ramirez. They collect, that's really it in baseball. Jose Ramirez and Stephen Kwan. J. Ram and Stephen Kwan, a little bit of John Kinsey Noel. Yeah, as long as he keeps his head straight, man. That guy is next level. Next level talent. But worth the risk. Not a lot of people are on him. Diego Tornes, especially being a big with Bam Adebayo on the roster, I think he's kind of the forgotten man. Kobe Mayo, C-Rod. Cal just went yard. Of course he did. Elian Payne is a nice one. Shane Smith, Red Rook. Showed up. Raniel Rod. Bateman. Again, if you're on eBay Live, it seems like the server is just down, so I apologize, but you can hop over to the YouTube link. I sent everybody the link to watch on both. C-Rod, Kobe Mayo, Yorger Bautista. But yeah, I'm just seeing the spinny wheel. What's my best card? Footballer. Good question. Walker Janik at a 99 green auto. Not that one. Walker Janik at a 99. All right, so we got 4 autos, 2 of them numbered. No good name autos yet, in my humble opinion. Hop over to the YouTube feed if you're on eBay Live. YouTube's been uninterrupted. Unfortunately, the eBay Live server is down. It looks like the video server. Nothing I can do about it. All of our internet is up and running perfectly. Just sucks. Was he even available? I don't even know if he was on the initial checklist, to be honest with you. Robert Hipwell, Teon Serrano. It's weird because these checklists came out and like the checklist that they actually released was wrong too, because they've got a lot of guys that are on the checklist that they didn't put on it. And they've got autos of guys. It's just a nightmare. I don't understand why they can't, like, you know, the checklist when you go to production. Like there's no guesswork on the checklist side. I don't understand why checklists don't come out when the product is available for purchase. It's like one of those things that like someone has to explain to me, like I'm 2. Like, explain it to me. Like, how do you not release the checklist when the pre-order is up? You know the checklist at that point because the product is already in production. It's like, what are you waiting for? What is it that we're doing? But that's why I do what I do, and those guys do what those guys do. But man, the fact that we can't get the checklists when the product is available for sale is wild to me. Ronald, Johan De Los Santos, De La Cruz, Wilfrey, Juan Soto, and Yamamoto. Janik's going to get some play next year. All right, we have 7 left. 7 left. Again, if you're on eBay Live, the server went down. YouTube has been uninterrupted the entire time. Hop over to the YouTube link that I emailed you or messaged everybody. Otherwise, I'll send it back out because I'm sure I'll get messages afterwards like, hey, where is the break? But I will send it to you. You'll be able to watch it uninterrupted all the way through. Jose Anderson, LaGrange, Cabada. Kevin's looking for a numbered Tatis. I want to see a GPK. We pulled a GPK Tatis. That was a fun one. Yusei Kikuchi. Suero Laser. Are those sharks with laser beams? With freaking laser beams attached to their heads? One all-res auto. I'm rooting for you, Bichon. I'm rooting for you. You'd probably take an orange or better. Just a non-auto, too. So we got some outs. Still haven't seen a really good low-numbered non-auto. Tornays. Mookie and Juan Cabada. Marquez, Ellie De La Cruz, and Jose. All right, 6 to go. 4 autos so far. Nothing gold or better, even on regular cards. It's been a rough case. I love that they put these when they ship them direct to you. This is a direct case from Topps. Why are you putting the theft? Why are you putting that in there? I don't need that. Obviously, nobody's going to steal it out of my house. Chad Patrick, Wilfred De La Cruz, Roki Sasaki, red rookie. Kobe Mayo. Christian. Mookie Betts. Raymer Medina. Laser. Nito. Jose Anderson. Sasaki, Horton, Mangum, Suero, Yaswar. Green should be an auto. Jesus. It is an auto. It's Quinn Matthews. Green auto to 99. Quinn Matthews. Quinn Matthews. All right. Give us a numbered card here. Nope. Simpson, Rome Anthony, Otani, Chris Rod, and Seiya Suzuki. 5 to go. 5 autos out of the case so far. Again, nothing to jump up and down about, unfortunately. Yelly. I do not know. Castillo. I don't know much about Quinn Matthews. He's a left-handed pitcher from the photo. But not one that we're excited about, obviously. They kind of regurgitate some prospect autos into this, I think, so they can print it to the moon. Like, yeah, we'll just throw a bunch of guys that were prospects over the last couple of years. We'll just keep throwing them in there. Worrell, Solano, there's Kevin Alvarez, Izaguirre. Nieves, Izaguirre. Nick Kurtz. Muncy. Come on, gold or better. Or not. Chandler Simpson, Rome Anthony, Otani, Chris Rod, Macarez. Again, all your mojos will be sleeved and loaded when they ship to you. Aiden, Matty Chap, Willie to 199, and Luke Keyshaw. Willie Adames. Really good baseball player. Not the guy we're looking to hit here, unfortunately. You're on Alvarez, your buddy's a scout. He's high on him. That's what you need. You need a scout or you need a hitting coach. Like, I got a buddy who's a hitting coach. What do I have coming in over the next few weeks? This week, nothing. Nothing. I don't have anything coming in. I have a 3-box Cactus Jack break Friday, and I'm gonna relax a little bit. I got some travel coming up for work, so worked out nicely. The week after that, Topps basketball. I want to say I have 6 cases of Topps basketball, 6-ish, and then we got all sorts of stuff after that. JJ, Lasers, Chandler Simpson, Shotaro. There's Bowman Chrome U football. There's Finest UFC. I've got a ton of coming in. So, but I don't have anything. I don't get like flawless football or any of the crazy stuff and super high end stuff. That's not my jam. Prism Black basketball is probably the most expensive case I'll open this year, if I have to guess. These are expensive cases. $9,000 cases. It's just not usually what I like to do. I don't like when people are into the break for $2,500. It's just an uncomfortable thing as the breaker. Haynes Brito. Which NBA rookie will I be chasing? I don't know yet. I don't know. I gotta see him play. I'm big on Coloware right now. I do think the Cavs, I think Evan Mobley's a really soft market right now. I think Evan Mobley's going to have an insane year. I think the Cavs are just going to dominate the regular season like they usually do. Yeah, I love the Pistons too. I think the Cavs and the Pistons are going to be a lot of fun to watch. I like Ron Holland a lot. Ronnie Holland is one of my guys. I do have a little investment in. Schlittler. Ron Holland is one of my guys. But in this rookie class, I don't know. I got to see him play. Got to see him with my eyes. I always do the eye test. High Song, Junior Caminero. But Khalil Ware, I saw some tape of him, and I was like, oh my gosh, the talent is off the chart with Khalil Ware. Now, he's gotta want it, but man, if he does want it, holy moly. So I'm willing to gamble on a guy like that with a ceiling that he has. But I don't think I own a single Wemby card. I think my kids might have a retail, refractor or something that they might have hit, but I don't own a single Wemby card. I don't believe that he'll live up to the hype. Obviously, I think he's insanely talented, but I'm just not sure where. Like I said, I don't buy at ceiling, and then with him, I think it's going to be really hard to sustain playing a ton of games with that body frame. But obviously the blood clot was a freak thing, so he has played a lot of games. Arjun Namala, he has played a lot of games, despite being super frail looking. Like, he looks thin and kind of frail, but he doesn't play that way. So, I think John Morant's a good buy low guy. Jalen Wells, I think the Grizz might have a really good year, a sneaky good year. It's just my humble opinion. I think the Grizz might be a good buy spot if you want to pump up some cards and then sell them, halfway through the year. Zion buy low, yeah. I'm not interested in that organization. It's like when people ask me all the time about Libert Saponte. People ask me, there's Aaron Judge, Raniel, about members of the Washington Wizards, and I'm just like, it doesn't matter how good you are. That franchise is just doomed. So no, for me, I don't buy anyone that's associated with that franchise. Jack, Raymer, Medina. I do think there are some talented guys there, but they've been so wrong for so many years on everything they've done that just if you have the Washington jersey on, me personally, I'm not interested. Like Bub Carrington, Alexander Sarr, like there's some talented kids on that roster, but like they'll likely be gone in 4 or 5 years. They'll have 4 more coaches between them. Like, it's just what are you gonna do? You can't buy those guys. Calcano, Moises Ballesteros, Red Rook. This case has been awful, guys. I'm sorry. Hopefully we end with a bang for somebody in these last 2 boxes. But mega boxes this year, oddly, were better than last year. Like, I can't believe these are better than last year. Last year was so bad. Last year we opened a case that had 1 auto and 1 numbered card. Same product. So at least we're getting autos and numbered cards, but they printed this stuff to the moon. They printed it to the moon. And if you guys go back to my Friday night break of it, I said the same thing. Bryce Butcher. I said, guys, I think this stuff might suck. I think they printed it to the moon, and they clearly did. There's just, your hit ratio here is so low. So for me, if I saw these on the shelf at $50, right, it's a leave all day. I'm not sure one single box out of this case so far has yielded $50 in value. That's how rough this product has been so far. Let's see if we can hit something for somebody on the way in. Julio, Juan Tomas, Ellie, Bubba Chandler, Yairo, Padilla. Got an Aqua back there. Bobby Witt Jr., Bryce Eldridge, Roki, George Lombard Jr. to $2.99, and Willie Adames. Do I do team breaks? Yeah, I do. We do. We kind of alternate between player and team breaks. It just depends on the product and how much of it I'm getting. Sometimes I do a little bit of both, but mostly player breaks. I would say 75% are player breaks. 75% player. Oh, the eBay live feed is back. That's hilarious. We're back. Finally, at the end of the break for the last box, the eBay live feed is back and showing video. Kevin Eglin, I love your optimism. I hope we hit you a Tatis GPK orange. Harold Rivas. Unfortunately, I don't think me asking for it is going to make it hit, but I'm doing my best. Babe Ruth is here. All right, here we go. Mariners took the lead. Interesting. I'm going to watch the end of that. I got some good flipping around to do between that and the football game. So, all right, come on. Let's end hot. Big auto for somebody. Macarez, Roman Anthony. I will say I think the best card we hit out of Bowman Chrome this year had to be, what? Yaswar Inscription Auto. Had to be. Inscription Yaswar Gonzalez Auto. Nate George. Somebody messaged me during the breaks and said Nate George is not on the checklist. And I said, listen here. I have opened multiple cases, and Nate George is definitely in here. All right, last two Mojo packs. Come on, one time for somebody. Jeez, oh man. Soto, Ronald, Elian Pena is a nice one. I'm sorry, guys. This case was rough. 5 autos. Can we see a 6th? Maybe. Yeah, we got another Aiden Smith. 2 Aiden Smiths. So not only, Charlie Condon to close this out, not only did we hit 1 Aiden Smith, we got 6 autos, and we duped up. Recap coming, guys. I'm sorry, the case stunk. No doubt about it. Just a crappy case. All right, recap. Here we go. Again, slow week this week, but if you like what you saw here and you want to come back and hang out, we'll be back next week with Topps Basketball. Macarez, Rivas, Condon to 99. That's Caceres, Jacob Christian, Medina, Padilla, Max Muncy, Campbell, Dingus, Chandler, Chris Rod, High Song Red Rookie, Aiden Johnson, Yondelos Santos, Yaswar, Cale Fountain, Schlittler, Meadroth to 150, Chang, Alvarez, Kendry Mart, Luis Angel, Red Rook, Luke Dickerson, and Leo. Kevin, you have a great evening as well. Thank you so much for the support, as always. George Lombard to $2.99. Butcher, Moises, Red Rookie, Calcano, Namala, Fitzgerald, Heinz Brito, Chandler Simpson, Red Rook, Weatherholt, Willie to $2.99. Solano, Castillo, Medina, Sasaki, Wilfred De La Cruz, Christopher Suero, Jose Anderson, Alessandro De La Cruz, Robert Hipwell, Elian Pena, Shane Smith, Diego Tornes, George Lombard, Jordan Sanchez, RJ Shrek, Nieves Izaguirre, Henry Torres, Noah Schultz, and Juan Cabada to $2.99. And on the stands, Nick Kurtz, 2 Morys, autos, Cooper Pratt base, Yohan De La Cruz base, 2 Aiden Smiths base, and a 25 out of 150 blue. Quinn Matthews green to 99 and a Walker Janik to 99. Tough case. I'm sorry, guys. Not a great case. We'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Bye-bye.